أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
سبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لم تقولون ما لا تفعلون كبر مقتا عند الله أن تقولوا ما لا تفعلون إن الله يحب الذين يقاتلون في سبيله صفا كأنهم بنيان مرصوص.
So Sadaqallahu Al-Azim, that's the start of Surah Saf, which is Surah number 61, and it's battle arrays. And it starts beautifully again, and it's the same beginning as Surah Hashr, Sabbiha lillahi ma fi samawati ma fil ard. Previously we had Surah Hadid, which started also similarly, Sabbiha lillahi ma fi samawati wal ard. So again, for those who are interested in grammar, in the nuances of how things are, look at the depth. Why did Allah sometimes say, emphasize the two, and what is the purpose of, what is it supposed to trigger in us, to the depth of how much on everything on earth, everything in the heaven is within Allah's, does tasbih of Allah. And the beautiful second ayah, I love this, and it is about what we, today we get these terms and then we suddenly understand our Quran better. But the Quran said it first. And, that why didn't we understand it at that time? Like the second ayah, which says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, lima taquluna ma la tafalun. Why do you say that which you don't do? So it's like walk your talk. Allah, we hate empty slogans, empty talks. Our words should match our actions. For me, the beautiful thing here is, like when we talk about in the West about this, I usually just like giving the example of the Nobel Prize winners. No, Muslims aren't there up front. Or even in my days, it used to be editorials in the newspaper of how we were not even able to confront what was being said there. And we'd be passive. We're just accepting the wrong that's being said, but we don't go up and do it. So, and then just to connect you with this ayah to the previous one where we were talking about how you need, the main take home there was, don't have allies with Allah's enemies. And here it is, you need to be active in Allah's ways. For Allah's sake, become a strong, disciplined force for Allah's cause. And so we are warned against disloyalty, and at the same time, we need to have a sincere, united front in everything. And one of the first things which I like to say, because we within ourselves, within our endless different pockets of entities, organizations doing different things, by all means do that, whether it's focused locally or, but have this adab of when you connect with the other, see the good before you see the bad. We say find 70 excuses for a Muslim before you think bad of him. So at the organizational level, can we not, yes, they are expertise in bringing boreholes to the community. Their expertise at that. Yes, they do everything. They also do everything. We also do everything. But have this courtesy of when you connect with the Quran, let's learn also to connect with communities and humanity within ourselves. And not be wanting to do a one-upman show that we earned more charity or we gained more aid and we were able to better distribute it. Only 1% of ours goes to our admin there, 5% goes somewhere, it goes even 60%. So have this courtesy of, this is about why do you say that which you don't do? So it's saying we're uttering something, but actually our actions belie it, and we're doing something else. Then it says, kabura maqtan indallahi an taqulu ma la tafalun. Grievously, kabura maqtan indallahi, it's really grievously odious in the sight of indallahi, for Allah, an taqulu ma la taf'alun, that you, and it's reiterating it, that it's horrible that in Allah's eyes that I make claims, I'm saying this, oh, I'm so ultra pious, I'm this, I'm that, and yet my action totally belies that. So, you become the pits then, totally the pits. So that's what, and so Allah, inna Allaha yuhibbu alladhina yuqatiluna fi sabilillahi safan ka'annahum bunyanun marsus. And this again is number 4 that we did, was truly Allah loves those, inna Allaha yuhibbu alladhina yuqatiluna. Allah loves those who fight in His call in the saf, fi sabilillahi, safan ka'annahum bunyanun marsus. Safwan is a key word. It also comes for the angels in Safwat, how they descend in Safwat in rows upon rows upon rows. And to link it, if you want, with Sulaiman alayhi salam, when he looked after his army and everything, he was able to notice the hoopy missing, because everything, when you have things lined up, even in your bottles, in a shelf, in your recipe thing or whatever, you're immediately able to know where's the turmeric and where's the cinnamon and where's that, because it's right there organized. So when it's talking about Safwan Bunyanu Marsus, it's talking about wanting you to be so well connected. That is what the Saf in the Salah is about. Why do they say straighten yourself, straighten yourself? So even if something comes and pushes you, when you are so linked together, it's not going to harm you the way a single person standing there and a single person standing there. You have the cover of each other when you're standing in a Saf. So this is what is being said here in Safan Kannahum Bunyanum Marsus. If it was the bunyan as a building that is marsus, is like a cemented solid structure. And then he goes on to say, so this is key of laying the foundation of where it is. Then it's giving you 2 examples beautifully of Musa alayhi salam, wa isqala Musa liqawmihi ya qawmi lima tuzunani wa qad ta'lamuna inni rasulullahi ilaykum falamma zaghu azaghallahi qulubuhum wallahu la yahdi al-qawm al-fasiqin. So the people, when Musa said liqawmihi, to his people, and what were they? The end is that they were fasiq. At the end, he said, remember, Musa said to people, oh my people, why do you yaquluna lima tuzunani wa qad ta'lamuna, why do you vex and insult me, though you know, wa qad ta'lamuna, you truly know, inni rasulullah ilaykum, I am a rasul to you of Allah, sent to you. And then when they went wrong, but falamma zaghu, when they zigh in azagh Allah, when they went wrong, Allah made their hearts qulubuhum, make their hearts go wrong. The play on words on zaghu and azagh Allah qulubuhum, their hearts. And this is the truth of nations, like we talk about the fitra, the human fitra from Alastu bi Rabbikum qalu bala, that we took the oath, and so we have as a blueprint when we are born, we know the fitra as we are growing. It's our parents who derail us. But also once you get derailed, if you start derailing to the point where Allah lets you derail, Allah lets you go ahead and enjoy your dunya, enjoy what you're doing, but then you have lost out. Your heart becomes darker and darker. So that's a background. But what are they? They are wallahu la yahdi, Allah does not guide a qawmul fasiqeen, the people who are fasiq, who do fisq, who are transgressors. So Allah doesn't guide them after a while. You do trip and you're supposed to take heed and come back on track. If you don't, Allah lets you go. And then, this is an example given what happened with Musa alayhi salam. Then it's an example given about وَإِسْ Isa ibn Maryam Ya Bani Israel inni Rasulullahi ilaykum musaddiqan lima bayna yadayya min at-Tawrata wa mubashiran برسول ياتي من بعد اسمه أحمد فلما جاءهم بالبينات قالوا هذا سحر مبين. This again is a beautiful ayah, multiple levels. It's a beautiful ayah. It talks about when Qala Isa ibn Maryam, when Isa ibn Maryam said to Ya Bani Israel, he said to the Bani Israel. Musa alayhi salam said it to his people. That's where the Bani Israel came. He says, Ya Bani Israel, inni Rasulullahi alaykum. I am also, I am a Rasul. That's what he said when he came. I am a Rasul for you, for ilaykum, sent to you, and musaddiqan lima bayna yadayya, sent to to you, confirming the law which was given before me. And now, and giving you glad tidings of the one who will come after. And this beautifully ends off on Ahmad. Ahmad is Rasulullah, so we say in the Gospel of Barnabas and in others, there is direct mention that Isa, you are only you're the one who came before, and what's coming after you is Muhammad Rasulullah. So he's going to be and yadayya min and mubashiran bi rusulin yati min ba'di ismuhu, the one who will come after me, whose name will be Ahmad. And falamma ja'ahum bil bayyinati qalu hadha sihrun mubin. But they said when he came with them with clear signs, Isa alayhi salam, they said no, this is all mubin, this is sihr, this is evident sorcery. So I'm going to stop here and continue after. This is a 14-line surah, and from 7 it says, and who is it, the one who does more wrong than does this? But we'll catch into that a little now just after, because we'll be going for a break. And but just notice how Allah showcases these two Anbiya, Rasuls, to show you that how the people derailed, how they said what they didn't do. So I'll come back shortly, and we till then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا هل أدلكم على تجارة تنجيكم من عذاب أليم تؤمنون بالله ورسوله وتجاهدون في سبيل الله بأموالكم وأنفسكم ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون يغفر لكم ذنوبكم ويدخلكم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار ومساكن طيبة في جنات عدن ذلك الفوز العظيم وأخرى تحبونها نصر من الله وفتح قريب وبشر المؤمنين.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. We're looking at Surah Saf, which is Surah number 61 in the Mus'haf, and it's within the series of the Musabbihat, which start with Sabbiha lillahi ma fi samawati ma fil ard, that whatever is in the heaven and earth, it declares the praises of Allah, and He is Wahuwal Azizul Hakim, He is the Aziz and He is the Hakim. And try and imbibe more and more the names of Allah in its real, as they are, Aziz and Hakim. Let that be internalized in us about being mighty and wise, instead of always having to do the translation. So from 7 we were continuing that we talked about Musa alayhi salam, his people, how they were fasiq. Isa alayhi salam's people called what he told them was haza sihrun mubin, that this is pure magic, clear magic. And now in 7 it goes on, who does more wrong? وَمَنْ أَظْلَمَ مِمَّنْ افْتَرَى عَلَى اللَّهِ الْكَذِبَ وَهُوَ يُدْعَى إِلَى الْإِسْلَامِ وَاللَّهُ لَا يَهْدِي الْقَوْمَ الظَّالِمِينَ. Allah does not guide the qawm who do zulm, who are wrongdoers. So they won't be guided. So not for an instant must we think that the wrongdoers of what they're doing to all the oppressed nations of Muslims, Uyghurs or Gaza and anywhere else, that Allah won't guide them. They can try to do what they like, but they're not going to win through. And their intention, what is their intention? يُرِيدُونَ لِيُطْفِئُوا نُورَ اللَّهِ بِأَفْوَاهِهِمْ. They would like to extinguish Allah's light just by blowing on it. And بِأَفْوَاهِهِمْ Wallahu mutimmu nurihi walau karihal kafirun. But His light, He will complete His light. His light will be completed much as they karihal kafirun, much as they وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْكَافِرُونَ, much as they hate it, much as they dislike it, and they do. Whenever something good happens for Muslims, it really grates them. How can it be? They hate it, but it's Allah's light, Allah's nur that is shining through. And this is how you also distinguish between good people and munafiq and others, by their reaction to when something good happens for you. They're like, yeah, but that was just, their whole demeanor, body language speaks of them not being happy that something happy happened for the Muslims. So anyway, that's there. So this is 8, and then it continues with in 9. هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى والدين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون. And he sent his apostles with the guide, with the religion of truth, and he proclaimed it over all, even though the pagans, the mushrik, وَلَا كَرِهَ الْمُشْرِكُونَ, may detest it. So they detest it when Allah's light is there. The mushrik hate it. There is a Rasul amongst them, with them, and yet it will be dominant, and yet they hate it. So then it goes, and this is another beautiful passage where it says, so all this goes that victory comes with struggle, sacrifice, sincerity, and Allah's will prevail no matter what the opposition. Allah's light cannot be extinguished. So those are the takeaways from there. Here it continues to say, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu hal adullakum ala tijaratin tunjikum min adabin alim. Shall I not show you a bargain that will save you from the grievous chastisement? So here Allah is saying that faith is a business with Allah. True believers trade their effort for eternal reward. So how frequently Allah says He gives us a loan, we make an effort, and He says, even that, it's a loan you've given me, I'm going to repay you for it. So and it will come here again. So, so don't you want to be in a situation? And it's like, again, bringing our iman and everything on ground level of tell people, don't you want to benefit? Don't you want to benefit? Know that with Allah and striving for His way, being honest in your trade, being committed, avoiding all the wrongs that people do get away with in their businesses, that is going to win you. That's the real bargain. Don't think that now, ripping somebody else is going to give you a bargain. And, the sad thing is when people talk about that in terms of ethics and integrity, that's where we need to earn our bargain with Allah of improving our akhlaq and our behavior in our business transaction. The next ayah, when it goes on, تُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ وتجاهدون في سبيل الله بأموالكم وأنفسكم ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون. And if you were to strive your utmost in the cause of Allah with your property and your person, that is what is best for you, in kuntum ta'lamun, if indeed you would know it. And for us too, I'll give a little bit, but I'm going to save the next for my progeny 3 generations down. And those who are able to live on a minimalistic level and be able to just share and give and give. So those are kind of other, just by the way, take-home things to do. And so what will Allah do in this bargain? He will yaghfiru lakum, He will forgive you, yaghfiru lakum dhunubakum wa yudkhilkum جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار ومساكين طيبات في جنات عدن ذلك الفوز العظيم. Again, fawz, and this is the fawz al-azim. This is a supreme achievement. What is that? He will forgive you your sins, admit you to the garden between rivers flow, and to beautiful mansions and gardens of eternity. This is the best thing. And now the beautiful, this ayah 13 I love to bits, is what it says, وَأُخْرَى تُحِبُّونَهَا, and another favor He will bestow, which you do, tuhibunaha, which you love, nasrun min Allahi wa fathun qareeb, and that help from Allah and a speedy victory. So wabashiril mu'mineen, so give glad tidings to the. I just love this ayah, and from young student days, exam days, all those days at university, I would read the whole of surah, just because I love this ayah, and which is وَنَصْرٌ مِّنَ اللَّهِ وَفَتْحٌ قَرِيبٌ. With the nasr, with the help of Allah, Fathun Qareeb, victory is close. Whether it's your exam, whether it's your job, whether it's what. It's so beautiful that Allah says this is okay for then, but the immediateness of what you want to see, then that if another favor is which you do love is that with the help of Allah, victory is easy. So rest assured, even in the dunya, it's not just about we being passive and everything for the akhirah. No, the more you're consistent, the beauty is in, like they say, just the fact that Allah has allowed you to make dua is in itself a blessing, that He has given you the capacity to be conscious of Him, to be wanting to ask Him, to get it, and that in itself is know that you're on the track. When people say, well, how do I know my du'as are not answered or this? But if you're sitting on the musalla, if you're with Him, that in itself is a blessing that Allah has enabled you, that those who are blind, deaf and dumb, and they have, they have no desire to be there, because Allah has also deadened their heart, because they have also moved on so far away from it. So, it's just beautiful if you can internalize how even tiny small ayahs can really give you so much solace inside you. And that's what I wish to share, which is what I love about this particular surah. There's lots more. You can go and do lots, dig deep into it. But with Nasrun min Allahi wa Fathun Qareeb, with the Nasr of Allah, victory, you'll get a speedy victory, and Mubashiril Mu'mineen, and give this glad news to the believers. Then it goes on to, it finishes off with, it says, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu kunu ansarullahi kama qala Isa ibn Maryam lil hawariyina min ansari ilallah. It's, and be you helpers of Allah, just as Isa alayhi salam, just like Isa alayhi salam with his Hawariyin, with his disciples, was able to say, who will be my helpers in the work of Allah? And the disciples said, and قال الحواريون, where is it? And then قال الحواريون نحن أنصار الله. And you Hawariyun, we will be the helpers of Allah. We will be the helpers of Allah. And then what happened? And then فآمنت طائفة من بني إسرائيل وكفرت طائفة. So some of them, a portion of them believed and a portion disbelieved, but we gave power فَأَيَّدْنَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا عَلَىٰ عَدُوِّهِمْ فَأَصْبَحُوا ظَاهِرِينَ. And so we gave power to those who believed against the enemies, and they were the ones who prevailed. This is from among the Hawariyun. So what is so significant about the Hawariyun, that within the Hawariyun remained loyal to Banu Israel, to Isa alayhi salam, and this was a tough test for the later communities also, over gaining strength and stay strong amidst, which is Gaza just epitomizes it. I don't have to say any more. So even while this is talking about the time of Rasulullah, for us it is that stand firm even if the odds are against you, and your reward will be victory. And that's when the tawakkul kicks in, the tawakkul and all of that, just knowing that Allah is going to be there. And so it's back commitment, sincerity, unwavering faith, and urging believers to be active participants. Don't be just passive, sitting back. You go and, get into the city like the Bani Israel said to Musa alayhi salam, and we're just going to now. We're just going to sit right here. So connect all of this with other times when Allah has talked about those who sit back, laid back attitude in Surah Tawbah, about the munafiq who not wanting to go, and I've got a leg ache, I've got a backache, I've got this or I've got that. So with that, just see that how this is designed to just be committed to yours. And there's just so much more, and I'm running out of words of how to say it, or so much more. So forgive me for whatever is not being said in a right, more effective manner. But I pray that it's been beneficial, whatever has been said and heard on Surah Saf. And inshallah, till next time, Subhana Rabbika Rabbil Izzati Amma Yasifun, wa Salamun al Mursaleen, walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.